18,000 more nostalgias to go. Continuing with...
This one, this nostalgia is driving downtown Pittsburgh. And there's a couple things to it. Our grandparents that are both passed away used to live on Mount Washington. And we'd visit them very sparingly. But when we used to go, I used to love it. And I'm not sure if this applies to you as much as I usually don't try and speak for you, but Ian, but
Hi. Oh, and to add on to that, I thought there was a second half to that.
There is.
Beautiful. Back to Paul.
But anyways, it was always cool because it would be like a huge deal. Like, my mom wouldn't drive in Pittsburgh. She was scared of it, even though I think that's where she grew up.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't drive at all. So my dad would drive, and it would be the same route every time, but the route would take us downtown Pittsburgh.
376 to 579.
Mm-hmm. And I just remember just being completely... the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, and it's still to this day, to me, when you come out of the tunnel and you see this skyline, it's pretty amazing.
Mm.
It was a big deal for us. I mean, we grew up in the suburbs. We were there very sparingly. Pittsburgh was always, like, touted as some, like, big, scary place where... I mean, still to this day, I've been to other cities. Pittsburgh probably has a worse, like, road system as far as, like, how to get places. It's really difficult to get around easily there. Long story short, though, but I just remember looking out the window, looking up at the skyscrapers. I just loved it. I love the city. I still want to be there, even though I don't live there now. Gorgeous city, but I just remembered, like, the big stigma against it about them not wanting to drive down there and them being scared to drive down there. But just going through the city was great, and then going home, see the Edgewood Swissvale exit right off the Fort Pitt Bridge. It was just, I don't know, it was just cool. And then the city at night is such a vivid memory for me in my childhood. Like, nighttime city is, like, one of my favorite things in the world.
Well, just a couple quick things to add on as little footnotes is, I think also it helped that we never minded going to see Grandma and Grandpa. It was like kids growing up, like, hated it. It was so boring. For us, it was never a chore going to see our grandparents. So that probably added to the atmosphere of the fun and the idea of it being a big event. But yeah, it's true. We were never driven into town for anything. The main reason would be to go to Mount Washington. Other than that, it would be like, then it would be a huge chore, and only if absolutely necessary. And just to add on finally about the Edgewood Swissvale exit, I ended up living right off that exit in my first 4 years away from home.